interesting. I was saw that they were like kind of talking to Dana, and Dana had like some sort of conversation with Khabib, which is pretty dope. That he'll basically, from what I understood, like he'll consider coming back, but it has to be the right fight, and he has to be like impressed. Like somebody has to make like, I guess, like a very good impression for him to come back. Like make him say like, oh, I want to fight that person for my legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, who do you think can possibly be able to make an impression to make Khabib want to come back?
As of right now, Max Holloway did a good impression. Um,
For
also
sure,
he
for sure.
also yeah also Khabib also noticed Charles Oliveira, which is quite interesting.
Exactly. Dana said that's one of the names that Khabib himself even said. That he's like, oh, I'm impressed by Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, and Oliveira for doing a performance like that against Ferguson, which it is impressive. Now we got Conor McGregor and Poirier, which McGregor, we already know that he always likes to finish his fights all impressively. So we got to see what happens with that. And then we also, on the other hand, got Chandler, which he's making his UFC debut against Dan Hooker. So
Right. Uh, Chandler, I don't know if he's gonna if he's gonna make a big enough impression. The
yeah,
person I would personally, I would like to see Oliveira Khabib, and the reason why I like that fight is because the same reason that I liked the Tony Ferguson versus Khabib fight, like when they were trying to make it all those times, right? Obviously, Tony Ferguson, you know, whatever happened with Tony Ferguson, you know what I mean? I know he went through like a lot of stuff like recently with his mental health and stuff, and he might not be the same person. He hasn't looked really that great in his last two fights, but the reason why I used to like drool for that freaking like Khabib and Tony Ferguson fight is because Tony had the ability to finish people off his back, and we all know Khabib. Everybody knows his game plan. He's gonna take you down and just try to beat you down ground and pound, right? But we always thought like, damn, Tony's good off his back. Khabib's gonna put him on his back. Maybe he can pull off the submission and finally, you know what I mean, finish Khabib. But it never happened, right? Ferguson ended up losing to Gagey. We all know the story. But Oliveira can very well submit people off his back. He does it all the time. I
yeah,
think
and
what he has
now
the most submissions.
it's not only submit, it's that the control that he has, the way that he was able to control Ferguson and keep him down there is something similar to Khabib, but on the other hand, it's just his jiu-jitsu I think is gonna be a lot more on a different level than Khabib's jiu-jitsu, which Khabib can't finish you, which most of his finishes you see like his recent finishes is guillotine chokes and triangles. But I think with Charles Oliveira, it's gonna be a little bit more dangerous on the fact that Charles Oliveira also has great striking. He's been finishing people in his 8 fight or 9 fight win streak already. He's been beating people with striking and submissions, showing you that he does got weapons everywhere the fight could go. So
I
it's a huge threat.
I think it should be Khabib Oliveira and then winner of Poirier Dustin fight winner.
McGregor and Poirier, yeah, but the question is, if you do that, right? If Khabib's gonna be only gonna accept one fight, because what happens if Khabib wins? And after what he's gonna do, we're gonna be stuck in the same predicament again with McGregor.
That's true. Yeah, it's a. I guess he's gonna have to just like give up the title or something. Because if he doesn't want to fight, I
He
mean,
said, yeah, Khabib said he's not trying to hold up the
the
division,
division, yeah.
so he has no problem with that. But let's see, we're 1 week away to see what happens with the results in that fight with McGregor.
If
Yeah,
McGregor comes out and he does like some like Jose Aldo type stuff, like where he just like lays him out in like 10 seconds, or
yeah,
not even, but what I'm saying is like something that shocking and like shock
yeah.
the world that crazy, or just does like some Max Holloway stuff and just beat the brakes off of him, right?
Hmm.
I think Khabib has to come back and give him the rematch,
And then
cause
we also have GSP, which is kind of impossible, but you never know. Just you can never put it past nobody. GSP.
Khabib's dad wanted him to fight GSP.
Yeah, that was one man they always respected. They always liked the quality of person that GSP always was, respectful, humble, and like a real champion. So
Well,
yeah,
Khabib's dad, before he died, he said that he wants Khabib to fight three people to complete his legacy. Conor McGregor beat him. Tony Tony Ferguson fell off, right? Didn't end up fighting, but Tony at that time when Khabib's dad was alive, Tony Ferguson was like the man.
yeah.
So he wanted him to fight McGregor, fight Tony Ferguson, and then the last person he wanted to fight was GSP.
Tony
And he said it
Ferguson was actually in the same predicament kind of like how Oliveira is now, with such a high win streak, and right now he doesn't have the title
can't
or
get a fight. Yeah,
where he's placed right now.
it's true.
So
It's true. But Khabib's dad said if he can beat all three of those, his legacy will be complete. Like,
no, I seen them guys meet each other, GSP and Khabib, and it's like you could tell like the way GSP kept saying, all right, champ, good seeing you, champ. Like, cause that's the thing that motivates a person like that. They're very competitive. So any other person that they see as like a true threat or a real champion, they want to test themselves.
yeah,
And GSP's always been that type of guy.
GSP's last fight was what, Michael Bisping for the title,
Yeah,
and then he gave the title back.
yeah.
Bro, GSP's a goat. GSP's a goat. That would be a great fight. That would be a great fight. What weight would they have to do that at? They would have to do that at like a catch weight, like
Nah, I
165 or
think
something.
the way that GSP has been looking, if they fight at 155, not only that, but it will help his legacy. If GSP was to win, it'll make him the only person to win a title in all three divisions, which
That's
is
true.
welterweight, lightweight, and
And
middleweight.
middleweight. Damn, that's beast mode.
For more breakdowns and MMA news, make sure to subscribe now to our MMA 420 YouTube channel, now on Instagram at _MMA 420 _.